Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Rusty Autoholic Garage. So my buddy Ronnie's here today. This is going to be video number 2 of the same day. I'm going to try to get all these videos edited and up. But today's goal is to put the shift kit in the AW4. What Ronnie's going to be doing, this is the heavy-duty transmission mount I had gotten for the AW4. But because we're moving everything forward, we cannot use the stock transmission location for the skid pan. So, kind of the thought I had, and one of the reasons why we got this CNC plasma cutting table, is this is 3/8 inch mild steel or cold steel, or
this is hot rolled steel.
Oh, okay.
Which is 3/8 HRS by what, 8 inches wide?
Yeah.
That's the way we'd spec it out, is HRS, hot rolled steel. It's rounded on the corners and everything, but it has a scale to it.
What he said. And the other thing I got, there was a local metal shop, and this was in their discount pile because it's kind of rusty and whatnot. And then this is, what would you call this?
This is cold roll steel.
Okay, there's cold roll.
But it's a DON. Drawn over mandrel and then welded down one seam.
Okay, and that's how thick do you think it is?
1/8 of an inch.
1/8 of an inch. So what we're gonna do, and I haven't really shown him this yet, and he brought this up while we were finishing setting this up, but I have an idea, and I have another piece of this. I have an idea on how to cut a couple of pieces out of this, so the ends will be welded onto this, and I'm hoping to slide it to the inside of my TJ frame, and then in the center will be what attaches to this, so we have a transmission mount. And between this being, you said 3/8?
Yep.
And this being 1/8?
Yep.
This should be more than strong enough. It's probably not the lightest way we could have done it.
No.
But it being a diesel, and it just being inexpensive, because all this metal I bought was $31 total.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to include the cost of the CNC plasma cutting table, you know, this Crossmember is only going to cost about $2,600. You know, but you know, we'll use this forever. This is something we've dreamed of having, and then we actually got it. So, and for a project like Project Felicity, this is going to be helpful. But for Project Peggy, which that is the name, I've never said that on camera. My 1947 CJ2A is named Peggy. A very era-appropriate name.
Okay.
And yes, I do partially named it after Agent Peggy Carter. Marvel. What? She was a badass soldier in World War II.
Okay.
Marvel Universe for the win. But anyway, Peggy's her name, and the CNC plasma cutting table for that, because that's a custom frame, and we're going to do custom steering, custom everything.
Yeah.
Because that's also going to be a diesel. Not completely sure yet on which engine yet. I might have a new engine coming in for it, which, oh, if I get that, that will be exciting. It's still going to be a diesel. I'm not getting away from diesel. Actually, I'm in between 3 diesel engines right now for it, but we've talked about doing automatic or manual, but we'll discuss that another time. This is transmission here today. But anyway, we're going to get the AW4 on an engine stand so we can drain it, flip it over, and we're going to pull the valve body out and put a shift kit in it. So the time lapse is going to be on that. But while I'm doing that, Ronnie here is going to be designing this, and I think I am going to time lapse real quick. I'm going to show you my idea on a piece of paper real quick, like very rough sketch of what I thought for the mounts.
Okay.
Got like 2 or 3 ideas. I am not an engineer. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
I'm not either.
But you used to be. You used to work with AutoCAD. Ronnie did this in the 90s. So, whereas I bought a 3D printer and I built it from a kit, he literally designed a 3D printer in AutoCAD and then built it. Like, he did not buy a kit. So, you know, he is here to help me design this stuff.
might have a picture we can show.
Oh yeah, because then I'll put it somewhere on screen. It's an awesome printer. But anyway, so probably time lapse of my quick little sketch.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get the AW4 on the engine stand, flip it over. And really the goal today is get the AW4 all back together. And I'd really like to get it bolted to the V2403. Like, and I know that's ambitious, but
even if you got it bolted up without everything in the front end of it, just so we can start laying this out, would be nice.
yeah, yeah.
If we
No flex plate on it, no nothing, just bolt it to the adapter.
2 or 4 bolts, and then we can get all this laid out. Would be nice. I know you got to take it back out and everything, but
Well, I mean, we kind of need it to also get the
engine
tilted correctly. And see, the other thing I realized, I don't have the new doubler here yet. Hasn't shipped yet. So, something I hadn't really thought about.
we stick it in, we can pull it back out, and the
Well-
doubler would be easy to put on out here.
Well, maybe, but what I was realizing is we're probably going to have to slot the end plates. So I have a little bit of adjustment of the angle for driveline angle.
Yeah.
But see, I've got to get that engine. I need the front of the V2403 tilted down, because right now it's at about 6.8 degrees.
Yep.
Downward slope towards the firewall.
Right.
That's the best way I know how to describe it. And I discovered if I get it to around 2 degrees, which isn't a whole lot,
Yeah.
but it brings down the front of the motor enough that I clear the hood and everything. There are other ways we could
Drop it.
drop it, and I have considered it, but I've got so much ground clearance right now
Right.
that someone pointed this out to me with this table and everything. I've measured the width. We could design and cut out our own skid plates, and because everything is so high up, the stock skid plate on a TJ actually drops like 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. It's over 1 inch. I'm not sure the exact measurement. If you're wondering, put it down below. I'll figure it out. But what I'm thinking about, because the frame is narrow enough,
Yeah.
that, you know, I don't know what thickness.
1/4 inch.
Really?
Yeah.
Only a quarter?
You can drop down with 1/4 inch. I mean, it'll get bent if you hit a rock really hard or whatnot, but to drag across things and everything, it'd be more than enough. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, 3/16 is what they stamp everything out of. The reason why I'm adding a little bit more to it is because we can't stamp it.
Gotcha. I didn't realize it was only 3/16. So, anyway, one of my thought processes, a lot of people have commented, oh, hey, the engine's so high. But the other thing you got to realize on that V2403, the things that are really high on that motor are just intake, exhaust, valve cover,
Yeah.
water neck.
Yeah.
The core weight of the block is actually fairly low. It's just not a tall block.
Right.
So, because everything is so high, I'm actually thinking with this, get some, you said 1/4 inch?
Yeah.
Get some 1/4 inch and design it to perfectly hug the frame rails. And I was gonna cover oil pan, transmission, and honestly, I was thinking about covering the transfer cases. But because we're not doing a lift, and again, I'm not doing a lift because right-hand drive. I don't want to screw up the geometry. But the other reason is I really like this Wrangler for what it is. This is a great Wrangler to, you know, summer day, top off, doors off, go down the road. And again, I can get 5 of these Goodyear Wrangler tires, which is what, 235/75 R15, and 5 tires is like 250, 260 bucks total, not each, total. And they're a good tire.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're not the quietest, but they're good in snow, they're good in dirt, they're good in rain, they're good on dry pavement. And I really just kind of want to keep this as a, oh, hey, let's go to the beach for a week. This would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
You know, Project Peggy is going to be my serious off-roader. Like, that's really not going to be a, oh, hey, let's go on a trip. Like, if I were to go on a trip with Project Peggy, I would probably tow it to the destination.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's also going to be a 3-speed automatic with a top speed of maybe 58 miles per hour. Like, if I really wind out the diesel, 60. It'll do 55 comfortably, let's put it that way. Like 55, I'm aiming 55 to be about 2,000, 2,100 RPM, which is kind of right in the happy range of the engines I'm looking at. But also, I mean, 88-inch wheelbase, you don't want to be doing 65 miles per hour on 88-inch wheelbase. I'm sorry, you just don't.
Yeah.
And that's not going to have top doors, because I mean they didn't come with them. I mean, you could actually, you know who did make a top for a CJ2A? Sears.
Oh, Sears made tops for everything.
Did you know in the 1950s you could buy a house kit from Sears, and it was a complete 2-story house, and it was like 20-some thousand. It's like one of those weird things I found out. I was like, that's so cool. You know, I mean,
yeah.
You know, I wish we were more of still into that. Like, I love modern technology, I love all this, but everything on the 2A is going to be mechanical. But anyway, getting back to it, the engine is not too high. Yeah, the intake and some stuff is high, but we are just trying to rotate the engine down, and I don't think it's going to be too bad of a pinion angle. Oh, and here's why. Now, I realize everyone's going to go, that's not the rear drive shaft. No, this is not a rear drive shaft. This is the front drive shaft on a TJ Wrangler. But this is called a cardian joint, or a double cardian, or it's called a CV sometimes.
Yep.
So this is also going to be on my rear drive shaft. I am going to have a CV joint on the rear.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to make the rear drive shaft a little bit more expensive, but this will help compensate for the fact that I'm going to have only a 2-degree down angle towards the firewall. So this will fix hood clearance, and this will not screw up my rear drive shaft angle. So, but anyway, wow, that's a long intro. So we're going to get started on time lapse, and I'm really hoping to make a lot of progress today. Bye. Hey guys, so I realize I'm in completely different clothes. My buddy Ronnie and I had recorded an outro for working on this AW4 automatic, and somehow I lost the footage. We recorded so much footage yesterday on Saturday. I probably thought it was a bad cut and probably just deleted it. And I have a bad habit of doing that. I need to stop deleting stuff until I get it on my computer. But anyway, I'm going to keep this short because I don't remember everything I did yesterday. But on the AW4, we got the shift kit installed. I think the weirdest thing that I found out was we called that transmission shop and found out you do not need gaskets for the valve body on these Japanese transmissions because their tolerances are just so much better. So that was both amazing and fortunate at the same time because that was going to hold me up completely. Truthfully though, this is not the first shift kit I've put in a transmission, though it has been a while. I'll say this was the easiest one to do. I've done a 700R4. I've done two 700R4s. I take that back. I've helped with a 4L60E, and I tried doing one in a Chrysler 727, whatever their heavy-duty 3-speed is. I don't remember the model number exactly. But overall, this one went really well. The one thing I've noticed is the springs that I replaced and put in here are way bigger and have way more compression. So I know these Toyota A340s, or AW4 as Jeep designated them, have a tendency to run hot. I think they run hot because they don't have enough clamping force between the clutch packs. So I'm really hoping between upping the line pressure and upping the amount of force between first, second, third, and fourth gear and running an external cooler, this will keep this entire transmission running really well and really cool. But anyway, that's all for this episode. Sometime this week, I'm going to get this off the engine stand. We're going to get it on the transmission jack. And we're going to bolt this to the V2403 because we're trying to design and mount the Crossmember right now that we have the Crossfire plasma cutter running. So it is going to come back down because I'm not putting the torque converter on it right now. I'm not putting the flex plate. I'm just trying to figure out the placement of the Crossmember support bar that we're making. And I want to see if tilting the engine with the transmission on it is going to give me the hood clearance I need. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing, and I'll see you again soon. Good night.